looks like Coach Neubauer has him called in, and right now we're trying to keep that girl on third, looking at her back, and then try to get the out at 1.
Yeah, for Butte Central, that third there is number 8. Excuse me, number 6. My eyes are going bad. I might need glasses here soon.
Yeah, you may
Number
need those
6,
cheater
that's
specs.
Cassidy Crisculo. Pitch by Eaton. High. She chases it, though, for the third strike, called out. So, top of the first here, 2 outs. Butte Central has 1 on third. So number 7 for Butte Central is up to bat, Cassidy Streisig. Last time these two teams met, the Belgrade Panther bats came alive very quickly. Butte Central got up, actually, I think 2-0 or 2-1, and then Belgrade finished them off 15-2. First pitch by Eaton was called a ball.
Yeah, defense is a regular depth now.
Called strike there. 1-1 is the count to Streisig. So we'll see how Butte Central battles back after facing us just a few days ago. Coach Neubauer talking that he has an opportunity in this game, Mr. Deming, to maybe play some younger kids and get some opportunities for some other girls, and comes out with the sophomore today.
Yeah, I think you got to develop some of this pitching. You know, we have an ace, and we've had some good success with. I thought Kaylee has pitched a great season so far. Outside pitch, yeah, we got that for Kay to get out of the inning. So, but you know, I think Kaylee's pitched well, and Erin's really good. She can throw some good speed with some velocity and some good spin. But it doesn't hurt to develop an additional pitcher. You never know when one of them might have a bad day, and so. You know, to get Hazelin and to get some quality pitching to start the game as well, that's a whole different mentality to come in and be a starter and pitch at that position is difficult to do. So to give her an opportunity is, I think, just a learning curve, and see how she responds. So far, the first inning, she gave up, you know, a good hit, but she.
Let me know when a good time to do this is, in your opinion.
But it never hurts to develop.
Never what?
Never hurts to develop some pitching. You know, and I think not only you never know when you need them. You know, sometimes we go into some of these tournaments, and you know, next week, you know, the girls are going to play a game on Friday night, and then they're going to play 2 games on Saturday, and it's you never know when sickness is or an illness, or you know, hopefully it's not an injury, but you never know when these younger girls are going to get called on to give some quality minutes and quality innings, and here's an opportunity to play and get them some of those quality innings. You know, whether on the outlook after this game, you know, obviously we get right into conference play on Saturday. We have a doubleheader against Havre. Haven't played them yet this year. Don't know anything about them, but you know, as we get closer to conference play, you want to get some experience for these other girls in these non-conference games, and I think that's what Coach Neubauer's doing, and he's going to give them some opportunities. And so we have a tough goal. So.
Is that correct?
That is.
Okay.
Yep.
So the Panthers coming in tonight's contest 5-2 on the year, 2 losses to a couple good AA schools. On the mound for Butte Central, kind of a wild off pitch, down low and away, a little out of control, is Chloe Thatcher. Coach Neubauer didn't know if they would start Chloe Thatcher. They do have one other pitcher for Butte Central. They didn't know how she'll respond maybe to that last game, 15-2, kind of bats got after her a little bit. But nonetheless, she gets back to the mound, and kind of a tough start here, down 0-2 right out of the gate.
Yeah, you know, she kind of jump started us. 2-0. She kind of jump started our bats a little bit. You know, she hit a home run and got them into the game, and the last time we played them, but then we started hitting the ball, and then that carried on when we went over to Helen High, and I thought the girls put the entire game together. Everybody made contact, put it in play. Our defense was tremendous, you know, and so we're just trying to ride that wave that we were on this week, continue into this week, into this game.
So, yeah, she got a leadoff walk there. So Elgis gets on base on a leadoff walk. Wild pitch. Elgis gets into second easily. Good base running there by Elgis. To the plate is number 13.
It's Katie Hoppy.
Katie Hoppy.
You know, right away we have a runner in scoring position. Our first batter on, she gets to first, gets the second scoring position, pass ball, and now it's an opportunity for Katie, who's I think just a great hitter. You know, I've really been impressed with Katie's ability to hit the gaps in the outfield, and she stays on the ball well. So let's see if we can't get something in the outfield here and score Aaron on our second batter.
How is it as a pitcher coming back, face the same team who kind of put it to you a little bit and having to try to get some strikes? And right now, Chloe struggling to get some strikes here.
Yeah, you know, Chloe is just you know, I mean, obviously a collegiate athlete, so that's going to be a big part. You know, I think she's a competitor. I think, yeah, we hit her last time, but I think she was ready to get back up and come at us. That kind of the mentality that she is. Delayed steal that we had an overthrow at third. We were going to score our first run on an overthrow, but she's a competitor. She's a great basketball player. She's a tremendous shortstop. I think they have to throw her because they may be limited on some injuries. But as a competitor, I think you're ready to bounce back and give their best effort to against a good team like us. I think that says a lot about Chloe, just his ability to step up and compete.
So Belgrade, yeah, Elgis is able to go to third off a tough pitch from Chloe to the catcher. Gave her some time to get to third, and then they had an overthrow from the catcher to the outfield, and Neubauer sends her home easily for a score. 1-0 Belgrade here in the bottom of the first. Up to the plate now for Belgrade is number 18, Olivia Cook.
Olivia Cook just hit 2 bombs in Helena on this week. She hit a big shot in the first inning, really gave us some momentum, gave us some confidence. And then I think it was in the 5th or the 6th. I think it was the 6th inning. She hit a grand slam. Like really pushed us over the 10-run limit to against a very good team, Helena High. So yeah, I thought Olivia is a really good 2-balls hitter in a 2-strike hitter, and she just hasn't hit a lot of solid shots until this week against Helena High, and that's something that's great for us for Belgrade to get her bat going.
So Belgrade very disciplined right now, forcing Thatcher to make every pitch count. The count is 2-1 here to Cook. Kind of a rise ball coming up in the strike zone. She foul tips that off to the Belgrade dugout. 2-2 now. So we'll see if Thatcher is settling down here. No outs, though. 1-0 Belgrade. Bottom of the first.
Yeah, I can hear her dad right now, even though he's not here. He'd be saying something like choke and poke, I think is his common saying.
Well, he might be listening, I guess.
Mr. Cook, I think Mr. Cook is listening, and so I'll say it for you. And
oh, boy.
Yeah, she turned on that one. So she's probably heard that thousands of times by her father, not only in regular season but travel season. So I'm sure he didn't have to be here for her to be memorizing what was spoken to her already.
So 2-2 the count. Kind of got a hold of that one, but foul nonetheless. You can tell that she's ready to swing the bat and has good contact with it. Ball up and high in the strike zone, called ball 3. 3-2 now, full count to Olivia Cook. Out of the batter's box, signaling from Mike Neubauer. Thatcher in the windup. Ooh, high fastball rises on her, and she takes a hack at it. Swing and a miss. So Thatcher gets her first strikeout of the day after kind of a slow start getting Elgis in off errant pitches and errant throws. 1-0 Belgrade. 1 out, though. Strikes Olivia Cook out. So up to the plate is Ty Atwood. Another big hitter. Takes a poke at that first one. So Ty Atwood aggressive out of the gate there. Foul ball down the left field line. Kind of reminds Thatcher that we got some hitters to go here in the lineup, and some very strong hitters.
He is very strong. Ty is a great contact hitter with power.
Sinks underneath, hits that low ball, goes after it, goes into the outfield. Outfielder can't handle it, sends Ty Atwood to second. She turns, runs, and gets the hold sign. In the meantime, we get another score out of the deal.
Yeah, Katie Hoppy
comes
aggressive
in.
running. You know, she's been usually we flex her out or get a pinch runner for her, and this opportunity was she was able to steal and keep going.
So Thatcher has a strikeout here, 1 out, but Belgrade scores on the double by Atwood. I mean, Ty, a great contact hitter, but she just goes down and pokes that ball. It was out of the strike zone, but nonetheless, she went after it.
Yep, put the ball in play.
She did.
Yep, that's a goal.
Got through 2 infielders, and then the outfielder had the mishandle, which sent Ty to second, easily scoring Katie Hoppy here.
Yeah, the goal, I think, that Coach Neubauer was talking to the girls is just put the ball in play. Yeah, make the defense make a good play to throw you out, and, just put the ball somewhere on the bat and see what happens.
So we have Heather Gear here up to bat. Called ball, so 2-1 to Gear. I believe Gear over last weekend's tournament, I believe maybe against Butte Central, she had a grand slam.
She did.
That correct?
Yeah,
so
she did.
Heather also showing great power and her great batting contact as well. Kind of bloop sack, gets contact, but it's foul tip. So it seems like our girls are kind of on these pitches here, being very aggressive. And tell you what, I think it's night and day from when we saw them last against Butte High, their bats. And so good job by the girls of improving over the last few games and getting their bats alive.
Yeah, that's a big part of the game is to be able to contact and as a hitter. And nice job by Heather laying off that high pitch. But, it's been the statement for this team to get it going, and I think they have. And they've worked hard to get their bats going, and we just got to continue to improve and see the ball a little bit better.
So full count pitch, foul tip here to Gear. So she'll go back to the batter's box after hustling to first base. So Thatcher fighting her off here, as well as Heather Gear fighting her off. Foul tip. So steps out, takes a peek at Coach Neubauer, gets back in. Here we go, full count. 3-2 to Gear, 2-0 Belgrade. Pitch, lays off, walk.
Yeah, good job by Heather. I think Chloe came back with the same pitch that she got Olivia on. A little bit of a rise ball up in the zone. This one was a little bit higher up. Heather laid off the pitch, and now we have runners in first and second with another big power hitter, Mandy Krieger, up, and she can go either way. Let's see what she does.
Yeah, so the lefty Krieger now standing just over 6 foot tall, so she's got some power. Maddie, a fairly good athlete. Plays multiple sports as well. Pitch from Thatcher right down the middle. Krieger gets on that one. Single up the middle, but it sends Heather Gear home. Throw to the plate. Catcher good. She's in. Send Gear to third, but Gear is thrown out. So we had great hit by Krieger. She pulls that fastball right up the middle. She gets to second. Pushes Gear to third. Gear's thrown out at third, but scores nonetheless.
Yeah, good play by the catcher to make a good, strong throw to third and get her out at third. Good job by the third baseman holding the tag lower. She slid right into it.
So 3-0 now, the count, 2 outs. I wasn't sure. Did Coach Neubauer send Gear to third, or was that a player's choice there? I wasn't watching.
I think that was a runner's choice. Okay. Coach Neubauer is very aggressive. He likes to have the girls be very aggressive on the base path, and usually if there's any play in the dirt, he's looking to.
That's a high ball coming to us. Caught. Again, we're sitting out here in the outfield, Coach D. I mean, right in these. It's like Tornado Alley. You don't move down to Oklahoma and Kansas. If you do, that's Tornado Alley. And Mr. Parsegan, our head man here, has put us in Home Run Alley.
Yeah. And,
but that's the way we like it.
Absolutely. I asked him earlier why we have this canopy over the top because it's not going to rain. But I was thinking maybe it was for something else. But I'm starting to realize maybe it's for our own protection. That would protect us from some of the home runs that possibly could land our area.
That is correct.
I appreciate the effort by Mr. Parsegan to protect us.
Well, in the Montana weather, you wait 5 minutes, it could be snowing. So 3-0 here, going into the second inning. We met up with Mr. Neubauer here earlier, Coach Neubauer, for a pregame interview. We like to get to that here between innings. So here's Coach Neubauer. We're here on the Rich's Flooring pregame show here with head coach Mike Neubauer of the Lady Panthers and fast pitch softball. Coach, kind of give us a quick synopsis of the start to your season. I know you went up to the Polson area, and then he had a few games with the Double A's, and then he kind of has finished strong against some Class A teams.
Yeah, it was a pretty hectic start. You know, we went to Polson 2 weeks before we thought we were going to Polson, and with the weather and everything, it's been a different season. But yeah, and the 2 Double-A teams that we had losses to early on, we're pressing a little bit and just couldn't get things going. Then the other night in Helena, we kind of got uncorked a little bit and relaxed and started swinging the bats, and they're pretty happy right now. We're pretty relaxed. We drill a lot every day, and they're pretty focused. I'm excited about the future.
Yeah, you came off. Seems like the bats did come alive. What do you tell teams, and especially your team, when that happens? You know, when you kind of maybe struggle against, you know, better pitchers, or your bats aren't as alive, but they've come along in the last few games. So what did you tell them exactly?
Well, we're stressing, you know, and I'm pushing them all the time, you know. I don't think there's any magic words. I just keep pushing, you know. And they're trying. It's not like they're not trying. And as a coach, you'd think you would relax a little bit and know that it's coming down the road, but you really can't. You got to keep pushing to try to get it to come. And they just, I don't think there's any magic words. It's just them. The timing, when it comes and they're ready, it's going to happen. But as a coach, you know, we can't really sit around and wait for that. We got to try to make it happen.
Sure. Tonight you face Butte Central again. You kind of got up on them, kind of put them away there last Saturday. When you play a team like that pretty much back-to-back, is there a different approach, or you just go with what you got?
Not really. We're doing a couple of things different tonight. It's non-conference games. We're doing a few different things in our lineup. Nothing major, just to get some girls some reps at some other spots, just so that we're real versatile come at the end of the season. You know, we got to get ready for, you never know, injuries, whatever may happen. We don't tell them anything different. Butte Central's a pretty decent ball team. They got, you know, Chloe Thatcher is one of the best softball players in the state of Montana, as far as I'm concerned, and she's a pretty good pitcher too. She's a great shortstop. You know, she's a great hitter. We have a hard time getting her out, but you know, we've got on her when she's pitched the last few times, so I'm not sure that they'll throw her against us, because they got another decent pitcher too. You know, we don't look past anyway. You know, we beat them bad a week ago. That doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. We go in there like they're a huge threat to us, and we're gonna just go about business as usual.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, Andy. Yep. Thanks.
So that was head coach Mike Neubauer giving us the synopsis of the season so far, and also coming in tonight's game. He talked about their hitting, you know, even with good hitters. It's just all about timing and knowing that, especially when you got good hitters, it'll come. But he obviously, big hit up. Krieger on it. Easy out for Krieger. So here in the top of the second, 3-0 Belgrade, 1 out. And he just talked about that, you know, it'll come in time too, but his job as a coach, he's aggressive and wants to keep up on the girls and keep trying to get them better, and don't let them get comfortable either with living that way. That now's the time that we got to continue to just do our thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what Coach is saying is, you know, we're gonna strive for our peak, and we want our peak to be towards the end of the year. You know, right now if we hit everything, and I think it would be great, but I think for the girls, you know, as they continue to develop confidence and grow and see that ball a little bit better, then our hitting will get better. And I think as the year progresses, a good play by Hazel to cover her position.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, the goal is to play our best softball at the end of the year like any other sport, and to get girls to see the ball and get confidence in their swing is going to take time. And like I said, he's going to drill them, and he's going to work them, and they're going to improve. And by the end of the year, there's no doubt they're going to be where they need to be.
So that should be the second out, correct? Because we had Kriegers?
That's correct. That should be 2 outs.
So we only got 1 out on the board, but that is 2 outs here.
Yeah, maybe
top of the second.
I can't tell. Maybe Shannon's running the scoreboard, or maybe it's Mr. Phillips. But the Panther Live scoreboard
and you got
is
2
correct,
down, don't you? So the count 1-1 here. Sophomore pitcher Hazel Eaton at the mound, winds up, throws. Low balls chased. Foul. Called strike there then. 1-2 now the count to Butte Central.
Yeah, so Hazel needs to throw something that's not down the middle. Here's where she can work on a pitch to chase.
So she does exactly what Coach Deming talks about. Tries to force the hitter to chase the high fastball. Just a little off there, but so she lays off of it. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. That's Eaton's first strikeout of the night, and she finishes it on the 3rd out. So Butte Central comes up in order, 1, 2, and 3. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd here. Belgrade up already 3-0. So we'll see what happens here with Chloe Thatcher. As Coach Neubauer talked there in the pregame show there in the interview, he talked, sometimes when you do get on a pitcher, though, that, the last few times it becomes tough in their head. And but he reassured us that, Chloe Thatcher is obviously a collegiate player. She's going to play basketball at Rocky and has played multiple sports, has been in tough situations. We saw in basketball kind of willing her team to state with a 27-point game in the divisional title to head to state. So, and we know what type of teams Butte Central usually have. They're mentally tough kids.
Absolutely.
In athletics. So they're going to go with their ace in the hole. And it's still a reasonable striking distance, 3-0. We'll see if later on that if they can get their bats going. But Belgrade comes back up to bat here. In the bottom of the 2nd, Alexa Deming to the plate. Thatcher's first pitch, wind up and low. Deming lays off for ball 1.
Switch to right and left field. Just change your position.
Yeah,
So
we've
Deming
got
to the plate, second baseman, number 8 is Deming. Ball 2 gets away from Thatcher, actually slips out of her hand and bounces about halfway there. Did that hit her?
It did. It hit the ground first, and then it hit.
So is that still a rule? That's I guess the question I have is it hit ground way before the plate and hit the player, and that's still called?
It is. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It is. And the younger ages, I found out today that you hit that you can hit the ground and hit the batter, but they want the younger girls to swing the bats. But in this case, in high school ball, if you're in the batter's box and the ball hits you, either hits the ground first, it's a dead ball, and runner take the base. And
okay.
And so here we got our leadoff hitter, low on base. We got our first call. I could possibly maybe see some practice, maybe a bunt here. Yep.
Bunt sign there. Player pulls back, check swing, foul ball out of play, heads to the other field.
Yeah, it's usually in softball we'll call that a slap or a fake slap, where we're basically turning around to square. If the infielders are charging, then we bring the bat back and try to square one up. And it's a difficult play for the infielders to recognize what type of hitter it's going to be.
So 0-1 pitch to Kyla Rawlings. She shows bunt. She squats low. Ball comes above the head, so called ball there, I believe.
Yes. This is some small ball game that we like to – Coach Neubauer will employ. I think here's a chance again. I could see this being a bunt.
Nice little technique, though. That ball kind of sails, so she squats even lower. Ooh, check swing, right field. Almost gone. Hits the bottom of the fence. Going to be a double. Sends her away to third base, holds her up.
Nice triple by check swing.
So check swing by Kyla Rollins sends the ball out to right field, Coach Deming, and almost a home run.
Almost a
off
home
the
run.
Check swing.
Yeah, right off the fence, but a great contact. Yeah. Carried a long ways, and Alexa scored from first for not only a check swing triple, but an RBI as well.
So 4-0 right here, right out of the gate, 2 innings. So great job by Kyla Rawlings. Kind of tough, shows bunt, then pulls the bat back, check swings it. Kind of playing that game with Butte Center. Will she bunt, will she not? But she check swings it and almost sends the ball out of the park.
Yeah,
send
tough
another
play.
runner. So now Kyla Rollins will score, and that's tough because we already have one on third. Dribble her down to the shortstop there, and just not enough to get the
tough play.
Elgis out at
Aaron's fast.
Aaron's got some speed, so easy for her to get to first and kind of caught in no man's land. So that scores third base runner.
Yeah, here's Presley Jacobson. I believe she's getting an at-bat right here. And
yeah, so the designated, or the number 2 spot, sorry, Katie Hoppy. Now we have, and we can go back and forth, correct?
yeah, that's correct. They're just designated hitters. And,
Okay,
and
so Presley Jacobson in for Katie Hoppy. And Coach Neubauer talked that he sees opportunities like this. He's going to put girls in and out to give them some opportunities, and he sticks to it. So there, Jacobson just a little behind on that. Still gets contact, foul ball. It is now 1-2 the count. Bottom of 2, 5-0 Belgrade. So Thatcher, the pitcher for Butte Central here. Again, we can see how good our bats have been.
yeah, good.
And she just smokes that into the left field. Easy single on that, sends Elgis to second. So runners on first and second, no outs here in the bottom of the second. 5-0. So we have the peanut gallery back there.
Yeah, starting to be harassed a little bit by some of the audience behind me here.
Might have to get security.
I guess I used a saying over and over again last on my debut.
Well, that's what English teachers do to us all the time, right?
All
you
the
get up,
time.
do a presentation,
Yeah.
they count your ums and phrases.
Yeah, well, she counted my once-agains, and it was several.
We will leave she to be unknown. So another hard dribbler up the middle there. Actually, that's an oxymoron. So good contact there by
I don't have any
Ty
more.
Atwood, sending that up the middle. Scores another run. Scores Elgis from second. So, excuse me, Cook, Olivia Cook. So we have Cook at first, as well as Presley Jacobson at second. Should be 6-0 Belgrade here in the bottom of the second. No outs. And another big hitter up here for Chloe Thatcher to face, Ty Atwood. Very difficult here in the lineup. She shows bunt, pulls it back. Pitch on the inside, gets away from the catcher. Sends Jacobson easy to third, and then that sends Olivia Cook over to second. So some pressure on Butte Central, pressure on Chloe Thatcher right now because she's got some tough hitters, but Butte Central's gloves and throws in the field haven't helped her at all.
Not at all.
We've had some errant throws.
Yeah.
Gets through the third baseline, hard hit to the outfield, scores another run here, sends Cook to third. Presley Jacobson scores from second base. So single by Atwood. 7-0, bottom of the second here for Belgrade. So Butte Central is going to call a timeout here and reconvene here at the mound with the coach, with all players here in the infield. And sometimes it's tough as a coach when you face a team like this, in this case, great bats. And, you know, it's like facing a great team in basketball who can shoot at all positions. Sometimes you're just outgunned. But
Yeah, so I think we might have a change. We're not going to change the pitcher, but our spotter said that we have a new batter.
that's
looks
right,
like
number 7, I
yeah,
believe.
Katie Bowerly's going to
Katie
hit
Bowerly's coming
for
in
Heather
for Heather
Gear.
Gear, right? Yep. So Bowerly, who pitched the last game we broadcasted, comes in to hit for Heather Gear because Belgrade is up 7-0. Neubauer continue to get more girls varsity experience, especially with at-bats here.
It's a tough task by Chloe. The bats are starting to warm up, and the girls are starting to see it. Getting more contact.
We even see it in the major leagues, Coach Deming. I mean, even Major League Baseball players, you know, as soon as a team gets on you, it really
Yeah.
opens the door. You see that in the World Series last year between the Dodgers and the Astros. I mean, that was just a run fest. I mean, some great hitters in both ball clubs and some decent pitching, too, by both teams. But you get a team who can hit like this, it's tough for the pitcher to keep their mind frame and continue to try to get outs. Little dribbler down to first.
It's going to be trouble. Yeah.
It's going to be trouble. I'm not sure. First baseman had to come get that. Thatcher lets it go. Should have Thatcher gone after that ball?
Yeah, that's tough.
Is that her position? Or?
Well, I think it was running down the first base line. That's kind of just one of those plays that's just difficult to execute. Maybe the second baseman could have covered first to help her out. Maybe Chloe could have gone over and covered first, or maybe even take that ball. It's a tough spot. But here's Maddie again.
Mandy Krieger now. Yeah, 9-0 Belgrade. That single by Bowerly sends in another run for the Belgrade Panthers. So we got Atwood at second. We got Bowerly on first. So 9-0 Belgrade. Krieger up to bat here. What happens if they get the 10th run here in this inning?
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters till the 5th inning.
Fifth, they got to play 5.
They have to play 5, and that just helps sometimes some of these teams.
Maybe
Like
potentially
Haver
get
will
back.
make a long trip down here on Saturday to play, and to come down here and just play an inning or two each game is not fair to the girls. They want to play the game and have fun.
Sure. So foul tip there by Krieger. Sends it towards the other diamond on the opposite field there. Problem what we talked about at lunchtime there, we said Belgrade has an opportunity to potentially 10 run some of these teams coming up because we have some good at-bats. And which goes with the 5th inning usually, like you said, but it's getting out of these early innings because we just keep hitting the ball just like that. Krieger sends that to right field. So Neubauer sends Atwood home, holds Bowerly at third. Krieger gets all the way to second, and the score now is going to be 10. 10-0 here in the bottom of the second on a 2-2 pitch from Thatcher. Krieger sends it to the right field, and still with no outs here.
Yeah, so with that, they're just going to change pitcher here, and Chloe will go to short. They'll bring in the pitcher, their backup pitcher, and if we can hit anything to Chloe, I think the audience will be able to see what a tremendous baseball player, softball player she is. I've seen her quite a bit in travel season, and she's as good, as Coach Neubauer said, she's as good as there is in the state softball at the shortstops. So, hopefully we can continue to hit the ball and give her some opportunity, and we got some problems going on around here. What was that, you? Oh.
No, someone stepped on the trailer. Doesn't take much weight. I stepped on that thing too. Yeah, so that sends Chloe to the infield there. Like you said, she's a solid shortstop, I believe. And so she'll resume her position there. Number 14 for Butte Central will come into pitch. That's Caitlin Mckinnon. So we'll see what she can do against Belgrade's lineup here, if she can do any damage control. 9-0 here. Is that 9 or 10?
I think it's 10. I think
you're right. We just don't get that on the scoreboard quite
I bet
yet,
the
but
Panther Live has
got
probably got
Panther Live got 10.
Yeah, we have to make everybody awake around here, but
Panther Live 10.
It is 10, and I think just talking a little bit about the future in terms of the next week or 2 weeks is, today we continue to hit the ball, get some girls some time, but conference play starts on Saturday, doubleheader against Haver, and then next week we have Fergus on Thursday. That's
Whoa!
coming at us.
That's
out.
coming at us.
Yeah,
that's coming
gone.
at us. Oh, and it doesn't hit the tent. But it does go over the wall.
A great shot by Haley Curry. Size that one up.
So Haley Curry comes to bat, number 3, and she smokes one right at us. Greg Pockle helping us out there almost catches that thing. And good thing he was directing it, because once it gets that high, that's why we have the tent here.
I see the canopy now.
I think that could have hit us on the head without the canopy.
Yeah, so that little embarrassed. That wasn't great effort by Mr. Pockle to get under the ball right there and squeeze it. I think he called for it even, and so.
Well, we're saying that because we're under a canopy, but so not much change here. Caitlin McKinnon coming into the pitch for Thatcher, and her first pitch is smoked by Haley Curry to the outfield. 12-0 now Belgrade, bottom of the second. And I think it's tough for any team to be down this much and make a comeback. Even if you switch pitchers, that pitcher knows that they have to face such a lineup that Belgrade has. These girls have been on the ball all night long. They've been aggressive and ready. So great bats, Great at-bats by our Lady Panthers here tonight.
Yeah, here's another young player getting a chance to get some hits in a varsity game, Maddie Miley.
So Madison Miley, sophomore, hits the dribbler to shortstop. There's Chloe Thatcher, though. So Thatcher on it with her glove. So great play by Thatcher, sends Madison to the bench. So that's the first out. So Coach Deming talked about putting Thatcher there at back to her shortstop position. She's a great infielder and shows her stuff there. So here's the pitch from McKinnon. Oh, drop.
Almost a great play.
Almost a great play by number 11, Emma Keeley for Butte Central. Just couldn't hold on to it. A rope to third. She caught it, had it in her glove, and then dropped it. So we have to apologize here. Coach Neubauer keeps changing the at-bats here. Did you get a from the spot, or who would that last at-bat was?
That was Kai Rollins.
So that was Kyla Rollins.
So Aaron Elgis back
first. So
still hitting at the leadoff spot.
So Elgis here, kind of short check swing, gets it through between first and second. Sends Rollins all the way to third. So Elgis good at bat there. Does a great job, gets contact there, and pushes and zips one between first and second base there in the gap.
Sheridan's going to come in and now hit for Presley, it looks like.
We got a pinch runner for Elgis, yeah. So she'll sub in and she'll play the rest of the game, I believe, for Elgis. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a nice nice opportunity again for other players to get in here. 12-0, bottom of the second, 1 out. Neubauer going to his bench. So subs Elgis out.
Yeah, so Presley Jacobson still the batter.
So Presley still at bat. And who did you say subbed in at first there?
That was Sheridan.
Okay, Sheridan Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. So Smith now at first. Jacobson comes to the plate too. So McKinnon struggling too. Kind of a tough to come in when you're down 9-0 and try to get after these great hitters from Belgrade. Tough for any pitcher. I don't care who you are in the situation that you're in. You're trying to just get out of innings, maybe to get a little bit of breathing room here.
Well, I think it's like any other sport. I think it's contagious. And when they see, we get Aaron was able to get the on base very first batter, and that just kind of got everybody going. And I think it's a contagious seeing each girl get up there and take great at bats, putting the ball in play. And it's when you get up there, I think it helps. So I think it's a momentum thing, and we've been on this momentum for 2 games in a row. The girls have been putting the ball in play and making the defense make the plays, and we've been able to hit some spots. So it's a great thing to see this contact that the girls are putting on the ball.
So 0-2 now to Jacobson, 1 out, low to the dirt, holds off of it. Runners on the corner. We got Smith first, Rollins at third. I believe Rollins. Jacobson waits for the pitch, hits it to Thatcher. Thatcher backhands it, gloves it, throws it to first, and throws Presley out. So Thatcher gets 2 outs here.
Yeah, RBI.
Shortstop position.
Maddie Thomas Eddy is up now. Once again, getting more girls opportunity. But I thought right there shows how good of a shortstop Chloe Thatcher is.
Yeah,
backhanded it.
Yeah, it's a big,
pretty simple play. It looked for us to watch, but it was harder than it looked. Hard hit, backhand, throw the girl out from distance. I mean, she was in the back of the infield from the grass and easily threw the girl out at first. And
yeah, if you can locate some pitches and get girls to hit towards Thatcher's way, it helps defensively to get some outs here, and she's done that. She's got 2 outs here. It's still 13-0 though. Still get the RBI off the out. So we have a runner on second right now. So like you said here for Belgrade, Madison Tomasetti up. Freshman here. Coach Neubauer was talking to me. He's got a few freshmen that can play.
Gone.
And Tomasetti hits it. Great contact. Almost hits the scoreboard, and it's gone. So the freshman Tomasetti. First pitch there from Mckinnon. And Tomasetti hits it right field and smokes it for the 2-run shot.
Yeah, that
almost
really
hits
carried.
the scoreboard, carries, and goes into the junior high football field, basically. That thing did carry, even though we got some wind that got up in the clouds, and it carried 15-2 here. Bottom of the second, still 2 outs, and Butte Central can't get out of this inning quick enough.
Cami Gurrell is now up.
So another freshman here for Belgrade, Cami Gurrell, another good athlete as a freshman. She's going to get her opportunity here. So far, basically the same outcome as the last game against Butte Central, already at 15 runs as they were against Butte Central in the last game. But Butte Central can't get out of the second inning. She hits to Chloe Thatcher, and Camden is thrown out. And all 3 outs when they've have been Thatcher there, when the ball's been hit, she helped him get out of the inning. So finally Butte Central gets out of that inning. First pitch to Gurrell, and Cami.
Yeah, you know
Cami
that
hits it and to Thatcher, and Thatcher gets that 3rd out. So
yeah, you know Cami is not slow, and
she almost dug that out actually.
Yep, and so once again, I guess I went back to the phrase that I got
Did you get hit
harassed
on the back?
by.
Did you get hit on the back?
But I thought Chloe did a nice job there picking it up and using a strong arm thrower out because Cami is fast, one of the faster girls on the team. So we're going to have a whole line shift out here now. We got lots of girls coming in to play the infield, going to get some defense. Looks like we have a new first baseman, new second baseman, new shortstop, new third baseman. Looks like we have a new center fielder, and we have a new right fielder. So the only people staying to play in the 3rd inning is going to be Mandy Krieger in right field. Hazel's going to continue to pitch, and my guess is, I'm not sure who the catcher is. It looks like Haley Curry still. Oh yeah, I would say it's probably Haley because we have some injuries to our backup catchers as well. So I guess we have 3 girls going to continue to play their position into the 3rd inning.
So we have Krieger out in right field. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we have
Cami Gurrell.
Cami Gurrell should be playing.
She's center or no?
Usually she plays short.
Okay. And then we have Sheridan Smith out here playing catch with Ty Atwood.
Yeah, so
we'll see where they move here.
Sheridan's going to play, looks to be left field. Maddie Miley is going to play second. Kaylee Bowerly is going to play first. Maddie Tomasetti is going to play third.
So
and you're right, it is Cami Gurrell.
Krieger, Gurrell, and Smith here in the outfield. And then on the infield, we have Bowerly at first.
Yeah. Bowerly at first, Maddie Miley at second, Kenneth Thomas at short, and then
Tomasetti there at third base. Is that correct?
Yes, that's great. This is a great opportunity for these younger players to get some quality defense against hopefully a team that can put the ball in play.
So Eaton's first pitch, she's been sitting a while, long second inning,
Yeah,
Mr. Deming.
That was a long inning.
So Eaton's going to have to try to get her stuff back in order. She's been sitting a while. So top of the 3rd here, 15-0 Belgrade. First pitch in the dirt by Eaton, ball 1, and then sends a floater high and left for ball 2. So we'll see if Butte Central can get some runs back on the board.
You know, this is first time in a long time I've looked out and seen the field of our defense with not a single senior in a position. I think that's really exciting for Coach Neubauer to have some opportunities to get some of these younger girls in a varsity game, get some quality reps. So it's interesting to look out there and just see these younger players, and they're doing exactly what the older players have done, and the older gals have showed them the way, and hopefully the younger players are learning from the older girls because it's a great models to follow. Same as the seniors have done, they followed the model of the older girls as well. So great opportunity for them to step up and get some action in their spots now.
So the wind picking up here in the 3rd, kind of cooling down. Sun's going down a little bit. Still got plenty of daylight, but that wind's picking up. So if if you
It's
hear
a favorable win.
Yeah,
It's a favorable win for a batter if they can get the ball.
Well, we saw that with the check swing there.
Yeah, not only the check swing, but by Maddie.
Tomasetti.
Yeah, that ball carried.
Oh boy, that got up and that took off. So sorry for the sound. We're hearing the wind outdoors. And
we could be maybe
Eaton gets her second strikeout of the game here in the top of the third.
We might have to be like the Grudens and cover up so they can't reveal the plays we're calling.
So that hit to the shortstop and out. Again, my eyes are bad. What number is that?
That was Kenneth
Thomas. So that's number 6. Kind of looks like an 8, but we know Jacobson's out. So that's Kenneth Thomas there at shortstop, makes a play on the ball, pounces on it, and throws it the out here.
Yeah, here's a great hitter as well. Chloe Thatcher, let's see what happens.
So Eaton finally faces Thatcher here, probably one of the best hitters in their lineup. And she's probably looking to do a little damage back as
yeah, she was taking that one all the way. She let it go, so she's ahead 1-0.
Second pitch. Thatcher goes after it. Foul tip. So we are 0-2 here. 2 strikes to Thatcher.
Two 2-1 now, and Chloe's got to be looking at something. It's got to be in her zone right here. Hazel has to be careful.
Ball outside. Thatcher waits for it. Another ball. So, they got it at 3-1. So that first pitch wasn't a strike that she sat on. It was a ball. The first pitch to Thatcher. So it's actually 3-1, not 2-2. 3-1 to Thatcher. Thatcher going to make Eaton pitch and makes her pitch, but it's called strike on the corner.
Yeah, it's a really good pitch by Hazel.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't give her anything to hit, and right on the outside edge. It's a good spot right there.
Oh, direct hit. Hits the actual fence on a rope.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a shot.
That was a shot. If that could have got any air, that was going to be gone. But, yeah, off the fence. Good shot by Chloe.
Boy, that didn't hit any ground, and that hit right in the crack of the fence and gets the double out of it, which is much needed by Butte Central. So Thatcher showing, though, her great skill. Got 3 outs for Butte Central in the last inning and at shortstop by her great glove play. And now she shows her hitting as well as she gets the double off the sophomore Eaton.
Well, we still have 2 outs. Chloe gets the third on a pass ball. And, now the goal is to infield's got to keep it in front of them and try to throw the girl at first. Not worried much about Chloe right now, but 2 outs, plays at first. The goal here by Haley is it needs to drop and block all pitches that are in the dirt or might be a little bit out of the zone.
So 2 balls here in the count. 2-0. Top of the third here, Butte Central down 15-0. Thatcher over at third, swing and a miss. Almost throws it back to third, almost gets Thatcher out, but she gets back. So great job by the Panthers keeping the base runners on point here. Not letting them fall asleep there.
No, even with the lead 15-0, they're still executing their stuff, even with 2 outs.
So 2-0 pitch to Eaton throws the 2-0 pitch and hits the fence again. Gurrell throws it into the cutoff. But another double by Butte Central. So Chloe Thatcher scores the first run off the RBI by Cassidy Crasulo, who's the center fielder.
Yeah, that was a really nice
Butte
hit.
Central.
She stayed back on the ball and just drove it the other way.
So I believe this is Emma Keeley for Butte Central. Back to the third spot in the lineup. 15-1. So this is good for Eaton too, and these young girls too, to get some varsity balls poked at them, by the Butte Central's at bats, and see how we can respond. And it's good for Eaton to face some of these players with a different defense behind her too. Both see if Coach Neubauer see who can make some plays and see who can help them in the future, and maybe down the road in situational stuff as we get the season finished off.
Right, like he said, you hope you don't have any injuries, but we know it does happen. It's part of playing athletics.
Yeah, and
but
you never know, and that's always nice when you have some kids who come in who's got some experience and some development and are ready to play. So foul tip, high fastball, tipped away by Emma Keeley. And with this talented roster, these reps are great for these girls.
Yes.
Very talented in all four classes. Very talented.
Yeah, and it's going to continue on. There's some really good players coming. A lot of them have played a lot of softball, so that was a good pitch by Hazel to get out of the inning and strand one in scoring position. But 15-1, good hit by Chloe, and they was able to score off a double by another senior by Butte Central. So it'll be interesting to see really now what Coach Neubauer decides to do here with the hitters. The first two innings we hit all of the seniors, and for the most part we're hitting, and here might be an opportunity to get some hits by the younger girls and see what happens with Coach Neubauer. Looks like he's pulling out his sheet, and he may be making a few changes with the umpire.
So nonetheless, Butte Central is going to stay their second-tier pitcher, Caitlin Mckinnon. She's back to the mound warming up. Coach Neubauer making some decisions over there on his sheet to see exactly what Coach Deming talked about. If he's going to throw some different hitters in as we go into the lineup here. So we're in the bottom of the third, 15-1. So obviously the 10 rule is into effect. Again, we have to play 5 full innings for the game to be called. But it could be some long innings the way Belgrade's batting here.
Absolutely.
That second inning was, oh man, we spent about 30 minutes or so in that inning, I believe.
Yeah,
we half inning actually.
Yeah, put the ball in play, and I think that's a goal. A couple weeks ago, we weren't putting the ball in play. We were watching some strikes. We were especially third called strikes, not swinging, which was irritating the coaching staff. So I think they've done a better job of adjusting. And here's Kaylee Bowerly that's going to start us off in the third inning.
And if you're Butte Central right now, Coach, what are you saying to each other in the dugout and when you come together? I know you're down big, but I mean, what do teams like this in this position say to each other?
Well, they're in their league. I think Hamilton's going to be solid. They're going to be a good team in their league. But other than that, I think Butte Central's going to be up there at the top as well, competing with the other teams over there. So they just want to get better and improve. And they've got some injuries, and I know the JV game was canceled prior to this game because of shortness of girls by Butte Central in terms of injuries and sicknesses. So they're getting some girls some playing time as well.
So Bowery gets a leadoff single, hits it to left field, gets through between Thatcher and the third
that's not easy to do.
Keeley, and like we said, that's not easy to do with the glove that Thatcher has, but she hit that pretty hard. So ropes it off the ground into the left field, and Bowerly gets safely to first base.
Yeah, so Mandy Krieger now gets her third at bat. She's getting her some reps.
So Krieger, the big hitter as well.
And with this wind and being a lefty, if she were to turn on something, this could be maybe over both fences. Could end up in the middle school
football
field.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the camera can follow it if we can get on something.
So pitch to Krieger, low and down. But that sends, they're going to send Bowerly to second, and she is thrown out.
Yeah, great throw, but better catch and tag by Chloe.
So again, Neubauer coaching Bowerly up, so I'm assuming that's athlete's choice there. When you do have some sort of wild pitch or errant catch where the catcher's kind of fumbling with the ball for our athletes to make that decision, and Bowerly makes the decision to go, but gets gunned down there for the first out of the bottom of the third here. Neubauer coaching her up after she comes off the field, as he usually does. Krieger, here's the pitch, sends it past Thatcher. Krieger showing her power. She gets great contact there. Good hard hit ball between second and third. Thatcher can't get on it, sends it to the left field, and Krieger also gets to first base. So that would have sent Bowerly to probably at least third. But we're aggressive base running, and
yes, they are.
That's going to happen once in a while. And
it's going to happen. You make if they make a great play, which they did, and you're out, and they did. They made a good play. So here's Haley Curry up. Last time she was up, she hit a home run.
So throws a floater there in the high in the strike zone, and she lays off for ball one there. So Haley Curry here up to bat, number 3 for the Panthers. Pitch by McKinnon.
Ooh,
right to the third base line. Keeley can't hold on to it again, but she's getting her gloves on those ropes to third, but hits her glove, bounces out. She grabs it, throws it to second, and actually throws Krieger out at second on the force out. So the umpire calls her out. So we got 2 outs, bottom of the third, 15-1 Belgrade. Curry stays on at first, so Belgrade's can't hold that next runner in scoring position there. So both have been out from first going to second.
Good hit by Maddie Miley going the other way.
So meanwhile, as Deming says, Maddie Miley goes the other way right up the middle there. Just off inside in the second baseline. And so she gets to first, which sends Curry there. I believe it's tough with the girls' hair down on their numbers, but that's Curry at second, correct?
That is correct. And then we have Kenna Thomas that's hitting now with Maddie Miley on first.
So Kenna Thomas also a freshman. So right now, Coach Neubauer has 3 freshmen in. Number 6, Kenna Thomas. Number 14, Cammie Gurrell. And also number 15, Madison Tomasetti. Is that correct? So 3 freshmen, Coach Deming. So future is looking bright, and those girls have had some great at-bats, and another good at-bat here by the freshmen.
Yeah, and we can add on top that we have some girls that are injured that can definitely play as well and contribute. I know that Ellie Mlesnik is a tremendous hitter and is a very good catcher.
Got time tonight,
and she would have been playing as well. She's but she's injured, and so that's hit hard.
Whoa! So
foul ball though.
They call that foul. So Kenna Thomas there showing her at bat. She got on that pitch right away from McKinnon, just pulled it foul down the left field line on a rope. So Emma Keeley, she's got to keep her eye out. These girls have poked a ball down that third base line many times.
Yeah, I wish Greg Pockle was still close. I needed to ask him a question, but he took off. But as I look out there, and I know our girls wear the face masks at as the pitching position at third and at first, and I think that is a great thing. Obviously, Butte Central's pitcher is not, nor is their third baseman. Little blooper, that should be fair.
Blooper? No, foul.
Foul ball.
So, yeah, she just got under, bloops over third, but lands foul. So she will go back into the batter's box, 0-2, 2 outs, bottom of the third, 15-1.
Yeah, these face masks, when these girls are playing and they're a little closer, and especially on the line like third and as pitcher, I know they made the move to require the pitchers and the batters on the base and the defenders on the corners to wear the face mask, but that must not go into effect until next year, obviously, because they would be wearing them if it was required right now.
Butte Central's first base got a mask on, or just
she
a
does.
hat?
No, she has the mask on.
Okay, but third does not.
Third and pitch does not.
Okay. Well, pitch does, right?
I don't think she does.
Oh, so that's still choice.
Yeah,
say.
So
okay.
I thought that was a rule this year where they were required to wear those, but the officials have not made the change, so that must be something that's going into effect next year. I think that's a great rule.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. Girl gets contact on that. It's tough to get that hand up when that pitch is coming at your face. So that was going to be called strike 3, correct? But she couldn't handle.
Well, it was first base was occupied on a drop called on a drop third strike. First base
Right.
was occupied, and he did rule her out initially.
Okay, so they'll change it or keep with it
It
here?
looks like they're going to leave it because it was a pass ball. It looks like the steal was
Okay.
on, so the first base was not occupied, maybe.
So on a pass ball, if she's still on first, it's automatic out?
Well, if she would have,
If she runs?
if
she runs?
I thought if they were occupied on first base, in which we had, I
So
thought we
yeah.
had Maddie Miley was on first, and that was a third swing, which was a strikeout.
So
So
the umpires come together here to talk.
once again, Greg would have been
Talk it
useful right
through.
here.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be on the mic with us here.
Yeah, Greg would have been useful. Two situations for us, but here's Sheridan Smith with the bases loaded now, 2 outs.
So Smith hacks one off there.
Yeah, 2 strikes
Foul,
now,
2
0-2.
strikes. 0-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
That's a good pitch. A little bit high, inside. Sheridan with 2 strikes on, had to make a swing at it, try to put it in play, at least foul it off. So left a few base runners in scoring position there, but nonetheless 15-1 at the end of 3.
So Belgrade now finishing the third inning, still up 15-1. Oh.
All right, here we know. You know I can't miss a Panther Live broadcast here.
Of course not.
Yeah, Panther Live is brought to you by Jumpstart Espresso. Make sure you visit Jumpstart here in Belgrade, as well as Taco Time. Taco Time, thank you for support of Belgrade High School for the past 33 years. And then finally, Yellowstone Vacations. Next winter for snowmobile and snow coach trips into Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
Got quite the flow there going with your hair.
Yeah, I know.
Is that-
It's
is
a little
that-
windy out
Is
here.
that
huh?
wind or is that your natural flow?
That's natural right there. It is hockey playoff
Wow.
season, so I kind of let
Wow.
it go. Yeah, that's because I got a 9-week-old at home, so I haven't been able to take care of myself. But I need to.
Well, we didn't say we were taking care of it. We're just commenting on your nice flow, as the kids say.
All right, 15-1 here. I'm gonna hand it back over to Mike Deming.
So 15-1 here. Top of the fourth. Butte Central comes to their next at bat. Hazel Eaton still pitching here, sophomore for the Belgrade Panthers. Neubauer continues to go with her to get her more reps here. First pitch rises on her, strike 1, swing and a miss there for Butte Central. Count 0-1. Eaton sizing up, second pitch. Little bouncer hops to the catcher. Ball 1.
We have the same lineup defensively as we did the last inning. No changes defensively.
So Neubauer keeps going with a young lineup here. Dribbler there to Kenna Thomas. She snags the ball and throws for the first out here in the fourth. So for Butte Central, number 1 to the plate, Zoe Doherty. Pitch by Eaton. Rises right in the strike zone.
Yeah.
Doherty gets great contact.
Yeah,
just
good
fouls
swing.
It off.
Yeah, good swing on that pitch.
She tried to get on it right away, being aggressive, and almost gets it around, but not quite.
You know, as we start to get some better weather, hopefully the grass will start to green up. I mean, it's been a late spring. Got a beautiful view. We have a wonderful complex here. I know that this is one of the better complexes in the state, and I think it says a lot about the people that have helped out. The girls have played a lot of softball growing up in the club here and continues into high school, but we have a great facility here for the girls softball teams.
So hit there, single coming in for Doherty.
Yeah, check swing. Nice try. Ooh. Nice try there. There's an example of the young players doing what's expected of them, executing a play. We've seen that
next step.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So
you see this.
Just,
it's tied.
You know, throw the ball back into the pitcher. Coach Neubauer's got them skill enough to. They're always looking to get an out.
Absolutely. The idea there is we've seen Ty do that, and if they round that, thinking that they could get to second, and if the ball's in the air, here's a play back. Maybe we can roll one up here.
So out. So chopper to Eaton. Eaton snags the ball. Choice by the pitcher, throws it, turns around and throws it to second. So Doherty gets out at second.
Yeah, took away the lead runner, as you'd expected to do. 2 outs now, and it plays either at second or first. Good play by Hazel, though, fielder position.
So choice there by Eaton. And with those type of runners, Deming says you go for number 2 to not have a scoring in play. So pitch here.
Yeah, 2 strikes.
0-2 here.
Yeah, so with looked like a pretty good swings on the ball this time, but here's where Hazel needs to, as she did earlier, work on a pitch that's close to the zone but not anywhere hittable.
Like that one.
Yes.
And that rises just slightly. It was low enough, looked like it was right down the pipe, and just rises at the last second and strikes her out to finish her off. So great pitch there by Eaton.
Yeah, it's a money pitch with an 0-2 count. Make her chase something that's out of the zone, and like I said, she can't lay off because it's close enough that if she does lay off, it could be called a strike. So it's a very good pitch by Hazel to end the inning.
Yeah, so bottom of the 4th here, Belgrade comes back to their at-bats, 15-1. So currently the 10-run rule in effect here for Butte Central.
Yeah, so Butte Central will have one more at bat.
So in the top, right, and if we don't bat obviously in the bottom then, right?
We won't.
It's just the top half.
Just the top half.
Okay.
So they'll have one more at bat. They're down to 3 outs to get at least 4 runs or more. They're going to need to have 5 runs to continue the game into the 6th and 7th innings if that goes that way. But it's a great opportunity again for the girls to continue to hit. I believe we have Laney Morgan coming up.
Okay, so once again, Neubauer is electing to go to the bench to get some at-bats here against a Butte Central varsity team. So you are correct, Coach Deming. Number 9 to the plate for the Belgrade Panthers, Laney Morgan. First pitch by Mckinnon. Morgan goes after it.
Foul ball.
Foul ball, but hit her, so it's all out of dead ball, right?
That's correct. Yeah,
so
she was in the
first,
box,
and then it hit her secondary.
Yeah, she was in the batter's box, and that's a foul ball. Good call by the ump.
Second pitch on the way, called strike right down the middle. Morgan elects to lay off, and Mckinnon throws it right down the middle for a strike. So 0-2 now to Morgan. McKinnon winds up, throws the pitch. Morgan rips it to the right field fence, gets on that pitch, and she's going to look to take second base, and she does. So Laney Morgan with an 0-2 count to her Stays aggressive, gets on McKinnon on that third pitch, sends it to the right field wall.
Yeah, right in the gap.
And gets
good,
the double.
Yeah, good hit. 0-2 swing. That's a swing like she wanted to go a yard again. Little blooper over and
little
fair.
blooper, yep.
Aggressive swing.
So was that Miley?
I thought that
Or
was
that-
I thought that was Maddie Tomasetti there.
Oh, was it? Who just hit? She's a little taller than that, I think. I might have screwed up on that. But
He may have. But here's Cammy Grill. We know that for a fact.
so we have Laney Morgan there at third. Oh, two-digit number there.
16, 15 or 16. That might
Oh,
be.
that's not Eaton, is it? The pitcher?
No, that is not.
Okay. Well, maybe you're correct. That might be Tomasetti. I thought she was a little taller the last time around, but
Like you
you're
said
very
earlier
well.
in the broadcast, you said your eyes might be failing you.
Well, it's tough when the hair's on their jersey numbers, but you're right. That is Madison Tomasetti. That's number 15 there on the first base. But they are. I should probably go to the doctor, but I'm not going to. I think I have 20/20, I think, still.
Well, whatever you can convince yourself, I guess.
Well, how old, are you older than I am?
Oh, yeah, 45. I'm not quite to the cheater specs yet.
Cheater specs. You know, the day when we're hanging out with our buddies, maybe playing some cards, and we all have to have cheaters.
That's going to be the day. I've noticed Coach Fowler, she had to go to the cheater specs. That's
I saw
hit
that on
hard.
the sidelines. That's hit hard. Out to center field, but Butte Central on that one.
But then she gets an RBI. She gets a deep shot.
Yeah, still
Gets an
you
RBI.
get
on
contact,
on-
like you said, get it deep enough, which we do there. And that sends another run in. So 16-1 here for Belgrade.
Mandy Krieger, she's really getting some at-bats. This is her fourth at-bat. I know she's gone the other way at least two of the times. Let's see if she continues to do that.
So we got a runner on first.
Two outs.
Pitch count is 1-0 to Krieger. Good eye on the first one. Ball sinks down and low to the second baseman there. An easy out for the third out. So Belgrade gets up 16-1 there here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, so
So
Butte
here's the-
Central's down to 3 outs to continue the game. And my guess is Coach is going to come out with the same lineup he's had for the last few innings. He's going to continue to pitch Hazel and put the defense behind her and see if we can't close this out this inning. The outlook is for softball, though, I think is going to be much better in terms of the weather. It's been a really weird spring, not only for softball, but for track. Now I think we're going to have an opportunity to get some better weather and continue. I think it's going to be a nice day on Saturday for a doubleheader. I know there's some out, and I think there might be a little bit of snow or something in the forecast for early Monday, but I think then it goes back up to the 50s and 60s, and so just in time to play some good games. Haver doubleheaders for anybody who's interested on Saturday. We have a doubleheader. Haver will be here. I think those games are at 1 and 3, and then we have a game against Fergus next Thursday at home. That's a 5 o'clock start as well, and then the girls are up for a challenge. They're going to go to the Frenchtown tournament, and they're going to have, I believe, they're going to play three really good teams over there, which is in the tournament play. It's not a full game, but then after Fergus, we're going to go to Frenchtown and play Libby and Frenchtown and Hamilton. So that's kind of the next 2 weeks if anybody's on the out looking for some softball to watch.
And our next home game broadcast will be senior night. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Against Fergus. Is that against Fergus, Mr. Parr? So May 11th will be our next Panther Live broadcast against Fergus for senior night. In the meantime,
No,
Coach Deming has nailed out their schedule there for you. Over
Yeah,
the
I
next,
forgot. It's
couple weeks.
I jumped one though. It must be Park next Thursday, and then Fergus the following week. Yes, that's what it is. It's Park next Thursday, and then we go to Frenchtown, and then we'll have the Fergus game on Panther Live.
Yeah, and Coach Neubauer really expressing in pregame off record or off our interview that he's really looking forward though to going to Frenchtown, and he was thankful that they paired him up with was it Hamilton and Libby?
Hamilton, Libby, and Frenchtown, and
you know,
we've
they got into that and they're paired up with those teams. He's excited to play some of those teams.
Yeah, you know, in a tournament setting like that, it's a little bit different. You have to get ahead and stay ahead because it's limited based on time. It's not like you can play full innings and it's a time factor. And, you know, you can get through your lineup once, maybe twice, and so you have to play good defense, good pitching. You have to be sharp in a short, abbreviated game. But no doubt those are the better teams going to be at that tournament. And it'll be fun because, you know, we've played Polson, we played Columbia Falls early in the year. It seems like a long time ago that we played them already. And so there's some good games coming on. And can't overlook the Havre Blue Ponies on Saturday, as that's a conference game, and those are the most important ones.
So next pitch there by Eaton, called ball. So 1-1 here with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Scoreboard says 15, but I thought we had 16. I could have been wrong.
I bet the YouTube's right. They're usually better on the.
No, you're right. You're right, Mr. Parr. We had that RBI.
RBI deep shot on the fly out. You are
fly
correct. Don't doubt yourself, my friend.
No, you're on top of things.
Yeah, have confidence.
We've done many broadcasts together the last couple of years, and you're dialed in.
Good swing.
Sends the shot to Krieger. Krieger comes up on it, right at her feet. Can't quite get it. Second baseman goes out to help her.
Yeah, Maddie Miley goes out. Good hustle out,
Yeah,
chasing the ball down.
Runs the ball in for her. It's good hustle. See that the girls are all working together, doing their role, but also knowing what their secondary role is on rotations.
Yeah. The scoreboard now says 15-1, but only 1 out, so we're bouncing around all over the place. I thought you said there was 2 outs. No?
No, I said 1.
Right on.
Did I say
Your
2?
eyes may be failing, but my ears are.
So this is not a good combo. Eyes and memory. So if we're together and you got bad eyes and a bad memory,
it's not
that
good.
type of person shouldn't even go to the restroom by themselves. That would be a bad outcome.
No doubt. Well, let's see if we can't roll one up. Maybe something hit up the middle, and we can take that. And that's it. It turned
That's a
off. That's
shot.
Chloe Thatcher. That's Chloe Thatcher at bat. As I was going to say, that's a very aggressive swing, and now I know why. It's Chloe, one of the better softball players in the state. Clutch basketball player. Really carried her team the last few years.
So Thatcher here at the up bat called foul on that good strike by her down the third base line. Pitch to her. Bombs one.
Yeah, that
and
was
Thatcher just hits it over our tent.
Yeah, that was hit hard.
And boy, she got on that pitch, rotated the hips. Good swing. Almost hits Mr. Parsegan's truck. There for a while, we were thinking that Deming and I would be in the back of Parr's truck broadcasting at a higher level.
Yes.
We were worried about a ball potentially hitting. And so he parked it back by the school there behind us by the dumpsters, and Thatcher almost hits Mr. Parsegan's truck.
Yeah, not only that, but
Strong
it's a two-run shot that cuts into the lead a little bit, 15-3, trying to cut to get that deficit under 10.
Wow, she smoked that.
That
thing.
was hit hard. That is as far as I've seen some balls travel here, and we've had some tremendous power hitters the past few years that have hit the ball hard, but that is as far as I've seen one hit here at the complex.
Boy, she got on that. We know the wind's blowing a little bit too, but she hit that. It started low and it just kept climbing and climbing, and it sailed at its peak. It was almost to might have hit Parr's back rear tire off the bounce.
Well, Chloe, once again shows that regardless of the score, she's going to compete, and she gives it her all every time, and she showed what she can do at the shortstop, but she's definitely one of the better hitters that we're going to see all year, and I think she showed why with that swing.
Yeah, Coach Neubauer, and as you know, he backed that up, saying, you know, she is one of the best softball players in the state, and she showed it there by keeping her Butte Central Maroons in the game, at least trying to extend the game to full innings. Top of the 5th, we got 1 out is all. Hazel Eaton still up pitching for the Belgrade Panthers. It's now 15-3. If they get 2 more runs, actually it should be 3 more runs.
Yeah, we believe it's 16-3.
Scoreboard says different. Panther Live has it 16-3. So the Maroons are going to have to get 3 more runs here to stay into this game to go to full innings, a full 7-inning game.
Or at least to extend it to the 6th.
Are they fast pitch 7 or 9?
It's usually 7. That's it hard.
So
That's
here's
gone.
another
back
hit.
to back.
Back-to-back home runs, almost hits the shed. And actually there are 2 cars parked out back there by that shed. And it might have hit one of those cars.
Yeah, back-to-back home runs.
Central hitting back-to-back home runs. The first one by Thatcher, 2-run shot. And now Cassidy Crasulo, number 6 for the Butte Central Maroons, smokes that dead center, Coach Deming.
Yeah, she sized that one up as well. And you know, I think if anything that Hazel can learn there is we need, you know, on the better pitchers or the better hitters, we need to do a little better job placing the ball. But 2 great at bats by Butte Central, and both left the yard.
So Hazel not happy with herself, as we can see, but it's still good for her to be in these positions to hit against some good hitters, especially Thatcher and Crasulo. They're showing their power in the middle of this lineup here.
Yeah, and senior leadership as well for Butte Central. They don't have a lot of seniors, and I thought those 2 seniors decided they're going to compete all the way to the end and take 1 pitch at a time.
So now game 16-4, 1 out, pitch there called ball. So Eaton steps to the mound, throws a pitch, hits to the second baseman, and an out.
Mandy Miley, and good play by second.
So Miley there at second base shows her skill, takes the grounder, and throws Butte Central batter out there. So 16-4 here in the top of the 5th, 2 outs. Butte Central still needs 2 more runs here to extend the game. Hazel's first pitch, nice pitch.
Yeah, good spot on her
Good
first
spot,
pitch.
drops out to the ground at the last second there. Little breaking ball. Looked good right down the strike, and then just drops on the hitter there. Swing and a miss, though, for strike 1. Throws an outside fastball.
And just off the corner,
Just
another
off the
good pitch.
corner, yeah, another good pitch by her. So kind of bouncing back after those 2 home runs, getting her spots down, gets a grounder for an out, and now is in a good pitch count here. Throws her fastball on the 3rd pitch to go after the hitter, and she can barely keep up with it. So that's a foul tip for another strike. So it's 1-2 here.
Yeah, a good pitch here is that high, a little bit up, so they have to chase. But Coach Neubauer's pitching coach decided that they were going to go low and away, change it up a little bit. I think this is a good time to maybe come back up to that spot a little bit high and make her chase. But that's why I'm here and not over there. 2 pitches that I thought we may have done. They decided otherwise, and that's okay as well. But 2-2. See what Hazel can do with this pitch.
So 2 outs. We'll see if Hazel Eaton can finish the game. Not quite. Good hard hit. Single. Just inside second base there toward midfield. So Butte Central still staying alive here. Their at-bats have come on strong.
Yeah, they definitely have sized up the ball a little bit more down the innings here and made some solid contact. The home runs help, but they have definitely hit it harder the last couple of innings.
So high fastball, swing and a miss by Doherty there. Zoe Doherty, number 1, back to the plate. Just gets a piece of it. Foul, strike 1, 2 outs. Butte Central again trying to extend this game into extra innings of 7 innings because of the 10-run rule. Runner at first tries to paint the outside corner. Not quite there, called ball 1. 1-1 the count. to Doherty. See if Butte Central can keep their bats going. Lead off pop up there by Doherty. Second baseman Miley going to get it. Krieger can't get it either. She goes all the way out toward Krieger. Just can't quite get it. So that drops in for a hit, and that scores another run.
Yeah, here's a.
Oh no, she's
not
on
yet.
third.
It's the
Excuse
third.
me,
So
third.
here's
I
an
couldn't see her.
interesting decision though by Coach Neubauer. We have first and third situation. I'm not sure if Butte Central is willing to gamble by trying to send her because we could throw her out and essentially end the game.
But at this point with 2 outs, right, runners are always going on contact. Gets the contact, foul tip back.
Haley
Is
Curry,
it caught?
yes, it is.
And Haley Curry catches it for the 3rd out, and that's the game.
Yep,
So
good bounce by Haley. Good pickup off the bat. Not really a high ball that she could size up, but she bounced and was able to secure it.
So Belgrade finishes the game by the 10-run rule, wins 16-4 over Butte Central here, finishes the game in the top of the 5th. Belgrade's outstanding at bats. We saw how dangerous Belgrade is 1 through 9. The bats got going early, and they kept feeding off each other, and unfortunately Thatcher and Mckinnon just couldn't handle this lineup tonight. 16-4 Belgrade, and then Neubauer comes in, coach, with some young kids, and they show their stuff not only at the at-bats as well, but in the field. And even Hazel Eaton, I know she got a few runs scored on her, but it was good for her to see some quality at-bats, and she had some great stuff in the first few innings. So good all-around game by the Belgrade Panthers.
Good game, and not only that, but I believe we played 18 girls in this game, and a lot of girls were able to get at bats and play in the field and play some positions. It's valuable experience that they were able to achieve, and like we've been talking, the bats are alive, and as long as they continue to just get their confidence, it's going to be even more of a powerful lineup because Coach Neubauer has been quoted in the papers saying that this is a very good lineup, and you can't pitch around many of these girls because you have another hitter coming up behind them. So it's an awfully fun group of girls, and Coach Neubauer is going to work them and get them better, and by the end of the year, this is going to be a finely oiled machine, and the bats are going to be really alive.
And just like he said in the pregame interview, he's taking one game at a time and taking care of business, and he's not just going to sit back and enjoy this. He's going to keep working these girls.
As he is right now, at the end of the game, they're going to go for a little jog,
the
conditioner,
by,
and
doing their end of the game conditioning. Takes their victory lap here. Generally, if they have a few mistakes, I think they just run a quick few lines.
Depending
right?
on, I think he calls them D-laps, and depending on the situations of mistakes that they may have made, it's a learning objective. So,
girls coming back here on their victory lap. Oh, Par's telling us to. It's cold out here. It's cold. Oh yeah, we got to go climb up in the windows and get the internet down. So good job here with Coach Mike Deming as the Belgrade girls beat Butte Central again 16-4 in their victory. Our sponsors are brought to you by we have Yellowstone Vacations, we have Taco Time, and Jumpstart Espresso. So thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you again to all of our viewers, and great job by the Lady Panthers. We'll see you on senior night. We are signing off for Nate Parsegan, Mike Deming, and Andy Demjanovic.